Welcome back, guys. This is Lindsay with Broad Gym Reviews. If you are somebody who loves fitness, but you have been traumatized by protein powders, you are trying to get your protein intake and your tummy is just too sensitive for a lot of protein powders, you have come to the right place, because today we have created a full list of all of the protein powders that we think are best for the most sensitive stomachs. Now, I'm going to talk about 4 of them today, but we do have a full list and written article over at GarageGymReviews.com. If some of the things that I don't talk about today, you want other options, go check out that website, check out that article so you can see our full list. Also, make sure you are subscribed to this channel so you can see videos just like this one. And if you want to go ahead and purchase any of these, we've made it super easy and place a link below the like button. When you use that link, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does give us a small commission. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bring somebody in to help kind of talk about some thoughts and questions that he has had about protein powders and then just kind of like stomach upsets. It is recent graduate from YouTubeology, Dr. Sam.
Thank you, Lindsay, for having me today. First off, just want to say to my GED teacher, screw you after failing me 10 times. Is the doctor now. I got a few notes that I've just been wanting to write to protein powders. So we're going to start this one off like this. Dear protein powders, thanks for helping me bulk up, mostly in my lower intestines. Dear protein powders, thanks for making every workout end with a sprint to the bathroom. Dear protein powders, thanks for the gains into gas. Dear protein powders, thanks for making my stomach sound like a dubstep remix an hour after I drink you. Dear protein powders, thanks for making my abs sore from crunches and clenching. Dear protein powders, thanks for giving me the confidence to lift heavy and the anxiety of not knowing if it's a fart I can trust. Dear protein powders, thank you for
Thanks, Sam. All right, guys. I don't know how I'm going to continue. Again, thank you, Dr. Sam, for your words, your wisdom, your questions, and your thoughts. I think we can all agree with a couple of the thoughts that he has had. I mean, honestly, I have found that a lot of people don't meet their protein goals, especially if you are training heavy. And obviously, training heavy, meeting your protein goals is so important for muscle growth and muscle recovery, because we have probably all had a bad experience with protein powders before. Not all are created equal, and that's kind of the main fact I want to drive home. I'm going to talk to you about 4 that I think are very quality. They are Jack Factory, they are Transparent Labs, they are Whey Protein Plus, and then they are Sports Research. All of these we have tested extensively, not just me, but a ton of people here. Let's go ahead and start off with the key benefits and the reason why we think Transparent Labs is one of the best overall proteins for people who have like any sort of stomach issues when they try and do any sort of protein powders. Now, this protein is known for its clean ingredients. If you go onto their website, I mean, they have a full list of every ingredient, all of the doses that they use, and it is Transparent Labs. It is transparent for a reason. They don't have any sort of artificial dyes, colors, or fillers within their product, and it is a third-party tested product. Also, I really love the macro profile on Transparent Labs. It's 0 grams of fat, 1 gram of carbs, and then 28 grams of protein per scoop. Now, it is a little bit more expensive, costing $1.99 per scoop, and then it comes with 30 servings. But one thing you can do is go to Transparent Labs, do their subscribe and save program in order to save you a little bit of money after every purchase. They have a ton of different flavors. One of my favorite flavors being just the regular chocolate. I also really like the vanilla oatmeal as well as the cinnamon cereal. So overall, again, it is not sweetened with artificial sweeteners. It does contain stevia, but you don't really notice any sort of weird aftertaste when it comes to it that some people might experience with stevia. Also, we have a full video review just on this product alone with registered dietitian Destiny Moody. So if you want more information about this one particularly, be sure to check that video out. Now, the next one is sports research. Now, this has been rigorously tested for banned substances. This is an isolate product, and generally, isolate is just so much more gentle on your stomach. Now, the flavor on this, my absolute favorite is the Dutch chocolate. I actually want to test it with like warm water or hot water during the winter times because I feel like it almost has this like hot cocoa flavoring to it. So there are 150 calories per scoop, and then the macro profile on this is 25 grams of protein, 4 grams of fat, and then 4 grams of carbs. So still a really good quality macro profile. It's also gluten-free, so if you are somebody who is sensitive to gluten, this is a really good one to try as well because again, just really gentle on the stomach. This comes with 25 servings, and then it is a little bit cheaper. It is a little bit more cheaper than Transparent Labs, costing only $39 per bag. The other thing that I think is really great about this sports research is that it mixes really well. I mean, honestly, just with like a fork in my cup, I didn't even use like a shaker bottle or a blending ball. It mixed so easily, very soluble, and the flavor is really great. Again, super easy on your stomach as well. Now, if you've heard any of my other videos, you know I am such a hype girl for Legion products. I mean, I love their protein powders. I love their pre-workouts. Obviously, this had to be on the list. This is third-party tested. It has a great macro profile. It is also a little bit more expensive along with Transparent Labs, but it does have that subscribe and save program that you can go ahead and do to save a little bit of money. In terms of taste, I think that Legion knocks all other proteins out of the water. Like, truthfully, this is so good. My favorite is the cookies and cream or the cinnamon cereal. I mean, it tastes like I'm eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I will eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch till the day I die. I'm obsessed with it. But it mixes really well, and it has a great macro profile at 110 calories per scoop. And then depending on what flavor you get, it does kind of change around. But most commonly, it's around 1 to 2 grams of fat and carbs, and then around 22 to 25 grams of protein per scoop. Now, this is a whey protein isolate, so again, super gentle on the stomach. It is also Animal Fair certified, meaning that they actually have a certification on how the cows are treated. They're all grass-fed cows, and I wouldn't necessarily say that grass-fed cows have any sort of like better nutritional properties, but for whatever reason, I do feel like the protein powder that is used by grass-fed cows just generally tastes a little bit more richer, a little bit more flavorful, and I think that that's why I love the flavors on Legion. Now, the last one I want to talk about is Jack Factory Authentic ISO Whey. This is one I think is a good option because of its macro profile. I will say the one call out that I do have to Jack Factory opposed to some of these other ones is that I don't feel like it mixes as well. So make sure that you are using like a blender or something to get all of those like protein clumps and stuff out of it. The other thing I will say is that the flavor isn't as powerful as like a Legion product or a Transparent Lab product. I don't necessarily think that like I love to just drink it with water, whereas with these ones, I definitely can get away with it. But when you go ahead and add in some sort of like fruit or mix it with milk, I do think that the flavor is really good. It just isn't like as rich or like as dramatic as maybe the cinnamon cereal from Legion is. This one is really good for people who are maybe doing more of like a keto diet or high protein, low carb. It comes with 25 grams of protein, 1 gram of carbs, and then 0.5 grams of fat. So again, if you are doing like very low carb, this is a really good option to look at. And then also because of its ISO properties, it's very gentle on the stomach. Another thing to just consider is if you are sensitive to like xanthan gum or agar gum, I don't necessarily think I would choose this one because it does have xanthan gum in it. So just be aware of that. Overall, the Jack Factory isn't third-party tested. I don't know how important that is to the majority of people, but if you are an athlete, I would definitely choose like Transparent Labs or Legion over the Jack Factory or some other ones. But all in all, we have tested these extensively. We have had people with sensitive stomachs tested these and found that they can drink these without any sort of like upset to their stomach. But if you want more information regarding any of the protein powders that I've talked about today, be sure to go to that linked article because it has more than just I talked about. It has all of the details, all of the research, all of the macro profiles, the cost breakdown, and then it even has a nice handy chart that's going to compare all of the factors that we've talked about in between all the protein powders. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope to have Sam back again soon because obviously such a delight to have him here on the YouTube channel. This has been Lindsay with Garage Gym Reviews. Peace.